Welcome to BDO World Hockey Magazine. In today's edition, you'll see the benefits of Spain's emphatic win in the men's Samsung Champions Trophy in Lahore. Learn why one of the world's best female strikers is taking a break from the game.
So far it's proven to be really refreshing.
And hear from international master coach Rick Charlesworth.
That's the stuff of quality coaching.
But first, let's recap what's been happening in hockey.
And make 5 goals in total, 4 from PCs.
And perhaps the most talked about issue in the game is the effect on penalty corner strikers of a rule to limit the bow in their sticks. Much of the power affected by the most powerful drag flick exponents comes from the curve of their sticks. The FIH is concerned that the extent of the bow in some sticks has increased significantly over the last few years, up to an allowed limit of 50 millimetres, which appears to enable an increase in the power or swing speed with which some players can flick the ball, especially in shots for goal. Limiting the bow at just 25 millimetres will curb some of the power without detracting from dribbling and other ball control skills.
This is the bit where you use for the drag flick. This is the bit you use most because that's where you give it all the power with. So definitely the power will be reduced. Because the slighter the bow, the less speed you can give the ball. But I think that the really good flickers, they still should be able to to get enough power on it. And I think it's a good thing because with the really big bows, even guys that technically are not very well can still give the ball a hell of a lot of speed.
Yeah. So you think it'll certainly make it harder to do the drag flick?
Yeah, I think now it becomes more again a real technique, and guys have to perfect the technique and train a lot on it. Instead of sometimes I've got the feeling now that even guys that technique is not really good but are just very strong are now able to give it a lot of speed, and a lot of it has to do with the bow.
For international matches, the rule takes effect from 2006. However, individual national associations have the discretion to decide the date of implementation for matches within their jurisdiction, so that they can delay implementation for levels of the game where other sticks are likely to continue to be used. Incidentally, Takitakama played for New South Wales in the Australian Hockey League finals, helping the Waratahs to a thrilling victory over the Queensland Blades. If you'd like your association's news in this program, send us an email to bdoworldhockey@worldhockey.org.
Now Allegra in the circle. Can he get the finish? Puts it back.
Yes.
And eventually it's put away by Victor Sojo.
Spain's spectacular win at the Samsung Champions Trophy tournament in Lahore last December has produced a bonus for the Spanish team, with sponsorship from the Spanish member firm of the worldwide public accounting network, BDO International.
That's the ball game. Spain has won its first Champions Trophy.
BDO is already a global partner of the International Hockey Federation, and its independent member firms have been active in promoting the game at a local level. At the start of its own global sponsorship, BDO International was the naming rights sponsor of the 2003 BDO Champions Challenge Tournament in Johannesburg, an event well supported by BDO's South African member firm and coincidentally won by Spain. More recently, the BDO member firm in Argentina joined BDO International in being the principal sponsor for the 2004 Women's Champions Trophy in Rosario. The Spanish BDO firm was a supporter of last year's Olympic qualifying event in Madrid, marked by Spain's terrorist bombings. They're now committing themselves to the national men's team.
Now 3-on-1 here, chance for a mat, lovely ball, great finish from Frischer. And the Dutch defence had gone to sleep.
Today is an important day for the sport of hockey and for BDO. It marks yet another partnership between the two. I'm particularly pleased that today we announce the start of a 4-year cooperation between the BDO member firm in Spain and the Royal Spanish Hockey Federation.
The 4-year deal will see the BDO brand on the Spanish team's playing shirts. Spanish coach Moritz Hendricks thanked BDO out of Berria for its support and explained that his team and the firm share the same core values of team spirit, fair play and professionalism. BDO International is represented in more than 600 offices in 105 countries around the world, and Paul Van Elton is enthusiastic about further partnerships between the organisation's member firms and the sport of hockey.
The BDO member firms in both Germany and Switzerland have entered into sponsorship agreements with the hockey federations in their countries. Those in South Africa, Australia and Singapore are continuing to work together. And BDO member firms in other countries, including Argentina, Egypt and Pakistan, have worked very closely with the national hockey associations in the organisation of the international tournaments. Wherever we see opportunities for cooperation, we will try to promote them within our member firms.
Coming up shortly on BDO World Hockey, a new role for a former national player and coach.